My name is Mary Hinton, and I am a blood services recipient. In 2003, I had a blood transfusion. I found out, actually where I worked at, we had blood drives all the time. Never thought it was really of relevance to me. I was 24 at the time, didn't quite understand what blood donation was, but I went to work that day and had a sharp pain. By that time, my coworkers rushed me to the hospital and they found out I had been bleeding internally for about a week. I had to go in surgery. At that time, I needed to receive about 6 pints of blood, or it was literally a life or death situation. I had a blood transfusion, was in surgery for about 6 hours, and from that day forward, once I got healed, probably about a year later, I started donating blood. And for me, it's very important because never would I have ever thought at 24 years old I would need a blood transfusion or blood products from the Red Cross. But now it's the main reason why I go. Every time I get a call from the Red Cross saying we need your blood type, I always think back to that same person who maybe got that same call saying they needed my blood type and they came and donated for me to be able to have a blood transfusion.
My name is Lisa Gunderson, and this is Christine Gunderson. She's 10 years old, and how we became acquainted with the Red Cross is my daughter has a rare blood disorder called diamond-black vein anemia. In order for her to live, she needs people to donate blood. Christine needs blood transfusions every 2 to 3 weeks to survive. She goes to UNC Hospital, and through UNC Hospital, the Red Cross provides blood to them. And when she's at the cancer clinic, that's where she gets her blood.
Carolyn Paskey. I'm from Cary, North Carolina.
I'm Stephanie Paskey, and I'm from Cary, North Carolina.
We were having a family dinner one evening, and it was a steak dinner. And my 3 kids and myself, my son Matt, who was sitting across from me, is trained in CPR and life-saving. He's a lifeguard, and we were laughing over dinner, and I ingested a piece of meat that lodged in my throat. And I got up from the table and went around to the other side. I don't know where I was going, but I was just walking around. My husband knew there was something wrong, and he yelled to Matt to help me. And Matt got up from the table and performed the Heimlich maneuver 3 or 4 times. The steak dislodged itself, and I was fine. After my experience, believe it or not, it happened again. We were at the beach for a family reunion, and the same dinner, actually, steak. My daughter Stephanie choked.
I took a bite of steak, and I choked on it, and I got up from the table and did the choking sign, and my mom yelled to my brother to do the Heimlich on me, and so he ran over to me and he did the Heimlich like 3 or 4 times, and it came up.
Well, the training the Red Cross provided for my son is invaluable because it has saved 2 lives in our family. And I have seen another instance where a little girl was choking on a piece of candy, and a stranger in the parking lot came up and saved her life as well. You can't put a value on a couple hours training to save a life.
My name is Teresa Cody, and I'm the wife of a currently deployed 82nd Airborne soldier. One of the greatest benefits that the military families in this country have is the Armed Forces Emergency Services provided by the American Red Cross. It's one of the first services we hear about, and it's one of the services that every single one of us will utilize over the course of our spouse or loved one's deployment or military service. This past summer, my grandfather passed away. When he passed away, my husband was out into the field and was unreachable by cell phone or by any other contact for 48 hours. I called the American Red Cross's AAFES number and relayed the information to an American Red Cross volunteer. That volunteer then verified the information that I had given him, and within 24 hours my husband was notified and at home with me and my family. The American Red Cross is the bridge between myself and my husband currently, and a bridge between the 1.4 million armed service members currently serving our country and their families.
My name is Felicia Allen. I'm a Hurricane Katrina victim. I moved to Raleigh about a year ago. I received services from the Red Cross, from food and water, because there was no water and no food after the hurricane. Once I got up here, they paid for me to stay in a hotel, and I got money for clothes because me and my children lost everything that we had. I feel like the Red Cross did a great job. Well, I'm working at the Red Cross as a staff assistant. I get to help disaster victims, hurricane victims, fire victims in any way that we can. You know, some people have lost everything that they have, just like me, and so I'm able to sympathize with them on their loss and let them know that that's not the end of the line, and, you know, they might, you know, get everything back. It just takes a little time, and I'm also there to lend an ear, you know, if they need someone to talk to.
Hello, my name is Patricia Leroy, and I'm the Director of Emergency Services here at the Triangle Area Chapter of the American Red Cross. During this past year, our disaster action team volunteers have responded to upwards of over 200 fires, both single family and multiple units. Recently, a team of volunteers were called out in the middle of the night to a young family, a single mom with 5 children, whose apartment had caught fire and they lost most everything that they had. The volunteers provided the emergency food, clothing, and shelter that they so desperately needed that night. As we moved forward into the recovery period, the chapter also provided referrals to other partners that we collaborate with during time of disaster response. The family was very grateful for the work that we provided and the services that we delivered to them. I would like to read a thank you note that we received from the Stallings family. Dear American Red Cross, I would like to thank you all at the Red Cross for your help and support during my family hardship. Your assistance during that time was so wonderful. The people at the Red Cross are truly a blessing, and your work is truly invaluable. Me and the kids are enjoying our new home thanks to you. If no one ever tells you that you are appreciated, let me be the first to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Wishing you all many, many blessings. Thank you, Teresa Stallings and kids.